Ooh,
I'm sorry, I need to interrupt this canon event because you two together would be out of the series quicker than we have time for. This can't be a pairing.
We're giving each other compliments.
That's fine, but this can't be a pairing. This can't work. Neither of you
anyone
two will
lost-
survive.
Can a man and a man just cross paths in the wilderness?
Can a man talk to a man?
Potentially, I'm just making sure this doesn't have lasting bonds.
Hello everyone, welcome to week 1 of Secret Life Rundown. My name is Nanny Ducks and I'm the host, writer, and editor of these weekly rundowns. Hopefully this go at rundowns last longer than 1 week. Let's jump straight into it. What is Secret Life? Well, for this series you will get 3 lives. First life you're green, second life you're yellow, then last life you're red. But there are a couple twists. First off, players can't regenerate their health, like ultra hardcore Minecraft, though each life they get 30 hearts to start with instead of 10. The way to regain hearts is by completing tasks, which are given by the Secret Keeper. Start of a session, players get tasks that when completed give 10 hearts. If they fail, they get nothing. Players can reroll to get harder tasks that rewards 20 hearts, but failure means losing 10 hearts. If you earn more hearts than you are able to be given, loot will be given instead. Players cannot tell other players what their task is or it will void the task. The last thing is players are able to give 1 heart per session to any other player. This heart isn't taken from themselves, it's just a nice thing to do for others. Now, the best way to experience Secret Life is by watching someone's POV. If for some reason you are watching this before watching someone's POV, I suggest that you do that first and come back here to get the rest of the scoop. Alright, you're back, let's get right into it. We'll start with Good Times with Scar.
Whoa, that's amazing. Okay, here's our task. Call people anything but their username for at least 30 minutes of the session. Okay.
Scar runs into Cookie Man, who compliments Scar before immediately saying he'd avoid Scar as soon as he gets into diamonds. Scar then, throughout the night, loses 6.5 hearts. So when Scar runs into Graylin and Mango, Mango takes pity on Scar and gives a heart.
That username.
Oh, Mama, I'm gonna hug you. Oh, I just failed my task.
After supposedly failing his task, Scar reveals what his task was to Green and Mumbo, and as it turns out, he didn't fail the challenge, but by telling them, it voided the task. Scar goes to hit the fail button when Green holds a vote to let Scar re-roll for a harder task.
Did we do the vote?
How fast do you think democracy works, Scar?
I thought the vote was amongst us right here.
Nobody said anything.
Scar got the task to convince 2 players to start calling another player a different name. With loads of help, Scar got Mumbo and Skiz to call Green the light of the server. So after about a minute, Scar completed the hard task and cashes in for hearts and loads of loot. Though he gives ancient debris to Mumbo and Skiz as thanks for helping. Scar got a camel spawn egg from the Secret Keeper and rides away, taking way too much suffocation damage on it. Scar then settles down in the savannah by the mesa and makes his house. He calls it Trader Scar's, where he'll sell items to other players. Gemini Tay joined the server. She briefly subbed in for Zombie Cleo during Limited Life and is now an official part of the group.
As you can notice, Gem has joined us for this series. Joined us, she kind of didn't leave the Discord.
You can't get rid of me.
You mean we'd love to have her here?
Gem and Lizzie immediately head to the cherry grove to get wood, and then she gets the task to convince someone to take a leap of faith and take no damage. She gets tools and run into Impulse. Gem then convinces him to take a leap into the water below. They both go into the mines and run into Smager, also known as Scott. The 3 of them work together, though Gem has the iron pickaxe and does most of the work, while the other 2 get iron picks.
Now we won't make you do everything, Gem. We can mine.
Oh my goodness, you guys are capable humans.
We are
Gem and the Scots leveling up.
My Scots are fending for themselves. Look at this.
Oh man.
It sounds like an 80s rock band.
For some context, Impulse's name is also Scott. That's what the S and SV stands for. But to not get confused, Smager goes by Scott and Impulse still goes by Impulse. They get out of the mines and start making cottages on top of the mountains. Gem gets more people to take a leap of faith, like Solidarity and Smallish Beans, to make sure. She completes her task and then gets hearts and loot. While we're talking about Gem and the Scots, Impulse's task was to make Cherrywood his entire identity. He made his base with Cherrywood and went around the server telling everyone how great Cherrywood is, giving saplings to spread cherry trees across the server. He completed his task but waited until the very end of the session to claim loot, just barely claiming.
No! I pressed the button! You guys distracted me! I made it on time!
I don't know, I was in the session.
I was on time!
Scott, Smager, not Impulse, got the task to build his base directly and obnoxiously attached to someone else's base. He builds his cottage in a gem space, being very clingy. He completed his task and got loot.
Do you like my cottage?
Yeah, you are a stage 5 clinger as well. I've got 2 of them.
My thing was, but my challenge was build obnoxiously and like obviously attached to someone's base, and you kept shuffling your cottage over, and I kept having to move it.
Green's task was to make 3 bad jokes and get no laughs, which is harder than it might seem. He meets with Mumbo and they start making puns.
I don't know, man. I think he's on a different path.
That's when Scar tells his secret and they give him a redo, yada yada yada. Scar gets his loot and Mumbo reveals he completed his task, which was to make a pun at every opportunity in a 5-minute conversation with a minimum of 3 successful puns.
Yes!
Wait,
yes!
how?
Well, I'm not going to say it until...
a hard task?
No,
Have
I
you
just...
really?
Yeah!
Oh, wow!
My task was to commit fully to creating many puns that a lot of you definitely...
Oh, I handed that to you on a platter!
Green thought Mumbo was doing puns because they were goofball friends. Felt a little betrayed it was because of a task. Green then finds Big B, who dug a big hole. Big B was telling Green conflicting information about it.
I'm serious. I dug down here, and then I put a tunnel from here to the secret keeper, and then it's amazing. Just yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you show me?
I'd rather not.
We'll get back to Big B later, but as for Green, he wanted the server looting up, telling bad jokes until he completed his task by the end of the session. BOO starts with Etho and gets his task, which was to make his base deeply uncomfortable to use and look at. He claims a horse, and to get a saddle has to kill some other horses to make one.
How did you get a saddle this early on? We just started. You haven't got tools yet.
Right. Yeah. I had to...
Beat-ups.
Etho said whoever gets the first saddle gets a horse.
Okay, don't tell me you killed the cows, right?
I didn't kill the cows. It's worse.
What did you do?
It's worse. I didn't kill the cows. I killed horses.
Was it worth it? Beat-Up sets up his house on a mound by the secret keeper. He builds an upside-down house out of acacia and birch, and it looks horrible. Mumbo, having completed his task, comes over and decides to base near B-Dubs.
Okay, maybe I'll try and stick to some kind of theme.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. You can. This is just me personally, just...
Right.
This is my personal expression. Feel free, do whatever you want. Don't feel limited by what you see here.
So Mumbo builds his house on another mound, but this time sideways, which Scar somehow mistakes for a rocket.
Is this a rocket?
No, it's a sideways house. Since when? What?
After both houses are done, B-Dubs turns in his task to get his heart and loot, and then reveals to Mumbo that his base was meant to look bad. And Mumbo copied
So I
that.
have to explain.
Yes.
My secret was build a base
can't hear you too well.
that is extremely uncomfortable to look at and use.
And I decided to jump on doing that.
You are on the same train now with me, and I'm so sorry.
I did it through choice. Oh no!
You just chose to ride that, and here we are now.
Pearl joins the crew and she makes her base there. They come up with the name The Mounders, which is much better than the alternative.
That we could be called the Axis.
Yeah, that's a cool name.
I would be
on the Axis.
Oh, is that bad? That's bad. I'm sorry.
Wait, is that bad?
I guess that's
Oh,
bad.
yeah, the Axis powers.
Right? No.
Speaking of Pearl, Pearlescent Moon had the task of getting 3 hearts gifted to her. She started with trading hearts with Etho before getting the other hearts from Lizzie and from Solidarity, completing her task. She got a dog with the help of B-Dubs and let him name it.
What is this? What is the puppet gonna be called? I gotta give it a name.
Do I get to name it?
I think so. You told me where it was, right?
Yeah,
And
I'm thinking mailbox.
Mailbox.
Yeah, mailbox.
It's actually kind of adorable.
What a lovely name. Pearl runs into Cleo and they make a mini secret alliance to get dogs bred up. She then had multiple dogs and built a mound in between B-Dubs and Mumbo. Now on to Tango. Tango and Cleo began together and were planning on trading hearts, but after Cleo gave a heart to Tango, Tango's gifting was broken, so we couldn't give one.
Oh, so sad.
Well, it's okay. It's okay. This is day 1 alliance. Those statistically have never been worth anything.
No. We'll probably be stabbing each other in no time, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
Tango hit the jackpot of easy tasks, though. His task was to get Scar to talk about Star Wars for 60 seconds. And if you know Scar, this is ridiculously easy. So Tango gets Scar to go on about Ahsoka for about 60 seconds. And Tango turns in his task for loot and a heart. He wanders for a while before coming across Skizzleman, and they find an island. And with Cleo, they start Love Island, where they plan to build a big heart and steal gifted hearts from others. Though Cleo isn't sold on the idea and leaves the team to go base with Etho. So Skiz and Tango look for more members. They try to get B-Dubs to join it. And then, while convincing B-Dubs, Tango talks about getting Scar as well, while convincing B-Dubs.
But we're inviting the B-Dubs right now. You can't date someone else while you're on a date. You can call Scar after we walk B-Dubs to his door.
Jeez, I feel like trash. Thanks.
Skiz's task was to stay within 10 blocks of Gem for 10 minutes. This makes Skiz seem like a complete creep. Though, after he turns in his task, he goes to Gem to apologize.
Because I'm not actually a total creep. My task, which I succeeded, was to stay within 10 blocks of Gem for 10 minutes. And I pulled it.
Oh my God.
He met with Tango, and they allied. Zombie Cleo was tasked with building a base on top of another person's base. She stuck with Tango at the start, but soon came across LD Shadow Lady / Lizzie's base. She built on top of Lizzie's base, which weirded Lizzie out.
No, it's gonna be fine.
Like you were.
It's gonna be fine.
Hang on a second. What's happening?
I'm making a base.
No, this is not my color scheme. No.
I mean, if you give me your color scheme, I'll build in your color scheme. It's fine.
Okay, just that this looks like a giant nipple right now.
But she completed the task and got hearts and loot from the Secret Keeper. She was going to team with Skiz and Tango, but Etho was alone, so she went to team with him instead. Speaking of Etho, Etho's task was to steal 4 people's beds and make a shrine out of it. Etho's plan was to get a sheep farm going and give beds to everyone, convincing them that his goal was to get the server to sleep.
It's your task, slacker.
I'm working on it, okay?
How's the wool going there?
All he's doing is just complaining. I'll never get it done. Just do it.
I'm trying to get everyone to sleep at night, okay? Or I'm not supposed to say that, am I?
No, you're not.
We never heard that.
But he was able to steal enough beds after giving them out that he was able to complete his task, and he made a base, and then Cleo teamed up with him. Lizzie got the task of writing a poem about another player and reading it to them. She went around looking for leather to write the poem and settled near a pond. She eventually writes the poem and reads it to Joel.
You're a mason up my mind, with your fabulous behind. You win me a bone. I'll never leave you alone.
Why are you rhyming?
I hope you stay alive and also thrive. Don't forget to shift when you're near a rift.
I am very confused.
With the task complete, she goes to the Secret Keeper to get hearts and loot. Cleo then abandons the house above and gets Lizzie to do whatever she likes with it. Maybe burn it down? Smallish Beans, or Joel's task, was to plug the official Life merch in the worst situation 4 times.
This is a good time to promote the merch, that Life series we're doing merch. Have you seen it? There's a creeper here. Is this a good time, Mumbo?
Exclusive advertisement.
Look, make sure you got the merch, Mumbo. Make sure you buy the merch. Advertising has never been so invasive.
By the way, there is official Life series merch, link in the description if you'd like some. Anyway, Joel lost a lot of hearts throughout the session. You'd think having a 1,000-day hardcore world would make you more careful, but nope. He completed his task and joined Pearl and the Mounders. Solidarity, or Jimmy, gets the task of needing to break 5 crafting tables while people are using them. He ran into Big B digging a hole, and Big B is mysterious about it. He loses a lot of health throughout the session, so once he completes his task, he only gets hearts and no loot.
Someone's crafting bench.
10 hearts! And wait, was that?
He didn't get any treasure. You got nothing.
Wait. Jimmy decides to build a base at the top of the mesa, having a shack off with Scar to see who could make the best shack. So, what is up with Big B? Well, his task was to dig a 3x3 hole all the way down, and so he does that completing the task. But he's really mysterious when people ask him about it and gaslight.
I'm not crazy.
What? Big B, what's going on here? Do we need to have a chat?
Big B, are you the one who made the big hole down there?
No.
See?
I did not even do it.
Big B then makes a base somewhere underground, hidden away from everyone. Now, there's been some bad first days here, but none of them are as bad as in the Little Woods. Martin starts by punching Jimmy.
For a newbie, everyone gets 1 free punch on Gem, right?
Oh, yeah.
Surely.
No, other way around.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. It was over the shoulder. It was over the shoulder. Sorry.
Martin goes mining and loses a ridiculous amount of hearts. For some reason, he goes to the Nether and loses more hearts. His task was to make a duplicate base of someone else's base. So, he chooses Lizzie and builds far away. Luckily, Cleo building on top stunned Lizzie's base from growing. He completes the task and turns it in for 10 hearts. And that's all for this week. If I missed anything, leave it down in the comments below. My apologies if any of it was confusing. It may take a bit to get back into the swing of things. Thank you for watching, and if you have any suggestions, leave them down below. And if you're interested in knowing me, I have a link to my channel on the screen now. Thank you so much, and this has been Natty Ducks, signing off.